I'm gagging on the narcissism. Yesterday, she compared herself to Nelson Mandela. And then the pretzels. Oh, the pretzels. The pretzels.
Okay, I'm on episode 2 of With Love, Meghan, and I do think that I should set up a GoFundMe. It's like...
The one thing you need to know, though, when doing these, I've made this mistake. Do not just use tap water.
Great. Thanks, Meghan. Next time I am trying to make a rushed cocktail.
What is up, YouTube? My name is Happiness and welcome to my channel. So today we're gonna take a look at Meghan Markle's new cooking show. So it premiered on Netflix, but it seems like it has been premiered since early this year. I don't know, but eventually, yeah, she has a brand new cooking channel, and you would think that, you know, a person to which is part of the royal family would be sort of like not into the celebrity type of stuff. And there has been sort of like a lot of criticism since they moved to America.
Dude, you're the freaking Prince of England, of Great Britain. You pluck up some B-list actor out of obscurity. What show was she on? Suits?
Actress.
Okay, whatever she is, actress. And you basically remove your titles. You say, I don't want to be a prince anymore. You move out of your home country, the country your family basically runs, to go become a podcaster in LA. You freaking loser.
You write a book and upset
what
your
are you
2,000-year-old.
doing? Does he even have a title? Is he even a prince? Prince Harry's a freaking loser. And he basically gave up everything for love.
Because normally, as we know, the royal family, they are normally based in England, and they are mostly discreet, and you don't see them that often unless it is at royal events, and because they are part of the public figure, but not in a celebrity type of sense, but in a royal type of sense. So yes, she got a lot of criticism, but I need to go and check out the show myself. I haven't checked it out eventually, but from my side I need to go and look at it. But there is a lot of critics who are criticizing her for doing that show the very same time when her and Harry moved to America to try and not be part of the royal family. So, but since they are part of the royal family, but despite that, yes, she has a lot of haters. So
should she go into American politics?
I'm not a fan of hers. I wasn't from day one. I think Harry has been used horribly. I think someday he will regret it. He probably does already. But I'm not a fan of hers at all. And I think she's very disrespectful to the Queen that we just spoke about, who's such a great woman, who's such a great person, historic person. I think she's very disrespectful to the royal family, but maybe most importantly to the Queen. And I just... from day one, I never got it. I see her, I listen to her. She's trying to do things that I think are inappropriate, very inappropriate. But I think Harry's been used terribly. It's ruined his relationship with his family.
Yeah, and you can't use a royal title and get involved in
Well, I didn't know she was
affairs.
doing that, but
well, no, she has been doing it.
It's not appropriate.
so her haters are at the moment talking, beefing, and I compiled a couple of videos to which you see that, you know, like there are a lot of people who don't really like her at all. So let us look at people who have to say a lot of things about her show, her haters who are beefing with her about her cooking show. So let's look at these videos and then we'll come back to give our own opinions.
I'm gagging on the narcissism. Yesterday, she compared herself to Nelson Mandela. And now today we have to deal with this. She can't understand why anybody would think she's a diva. I mean, let me count the ways. As you know, during the Queen's Jubilee, she's making sure to put the window down so everyone can get her photograph, right? As she's always got to be wearing Princess Diana's jewelry, as she's got to have just the right angle and photographer, and she'll only deal with this certain stenographer, press guy, Scobie, whatever his name is. She won't she sues every magazine who writes something negative about her. She pulls the meanest comment about herself, tries to blow it up into what a victim she's been because she's only used to the good things being said about her. I mean, the fact that she didn't want to live in the royal cottage and the Frogmore, it wasn't good enough for her. They had to redo it on the taxpayer dime. She didn't pay. All of it. I could keep going. And now to be like, the indignation.
You told me.
Thank God it was just about my appearance. Yeah, thank God. That I understand. Look at me. And then the pretzels. Oh,
the pretzels.
The pretzels. Like, oh, we have it. Okay, here's shot 3.
Daniel, who, oh, dear Lord. First of all, that was really incredible that they showed her taking store-bought pretzels.
Peanut butter pretzels.
And decanting them into another plastic bag. First of all, isn't she a great environmentalist? Why are we using and reusing so much plastic?
Good point.
Then she gives us the ineffable tip that when you tie a knot, always be sure you put a bow. And then Daniel does show up.
Poor Daniel.
Poor Daniel. And she doesn't know if he likes to, lifelong friend of decades, the before, during, and after, as she says, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't know if he likes tomatoes.
Right.
Doesn't know that he's left-handed. He's her makeup artist. Right. What hand is he using? What is his dominant hand? And then what was the third thing she didn't? Oh, she says, I'm going to, I love to send all my guests home with stuff. You always go home with stuff. He says, listen, I live in New York City. I don't have counter space in my kitchen.
Right.
She doesn't know that. She's
like a normal
never
person.
been to his apartment.
Right. Very clear.
The one thing you need to know, though, when doing these, I've made this mistake. Do not just use tap water.
Great. Thanks, Meghan. Next time I am trying to make a rushed cocktail, at midnight when I come home from work, I'll make sure that I put filtered water in my ice cubes so that they're not cloudy. She thinks that these are sort of like her, she says, oh, you want to take the ordinary and make it extraordinary. It's like, I don't have time to distill water for my ice cubes. Who the hell does? Name me one person, because I can't, unless you're like some sort of freeloading celebrity who married up.
Okay, I'm on episode 2 of With Love, Meghan, and I do think that I should set up a GoFundMe. It's like, this is causing me pain and suffering for sure, but I'll keep going. I want you to know that every single outfit that Meghan has cooked in has been white. And I want you to know that this isn't her house. So she's like having pretend sleepovers with her friends. She made her friend homemade bath salt and then had him go pretend to take a bath. And then he pretended to sleep over. This house is not, it's a soundstage of some, it's a rental house. You can tell because it looks like a rental house. There's absolutely zero personality, although it is on brand. Like, I actually don't understand the lies. Like, she's like, Mindy's coming over, but I realized I had no food for her. This is a TV show you're filming. Like, we're all aware. She's like, can I make you some coffee? She's really trying to sell like the humble pie thing. Like, you just made a whole entire TV show about yourself and how great you are. I don't think any of us are buying it. And by the way, with the lies, I wasn't even really going to cover Meghan. But the people who were defending fruit salad really fucking pissed me off. She got $100 million to make a fruit salad, you guys. I don't think she needs you defending her. But anyways, why did she lie about the name change? Like, instead of just being like, we didn't, you had so much time to come up with like a decent story around that. Instead, she was like, oh, I just didn't think it fit really well. Why the lies? Mindy Kaling's on this show acting like Meghan Markle scooping yogurt and fruit into a bowl is like earth shattering. She's like, oh my God. Like, why are you guys gassing this up?
She likes my look. Your look.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh. Your fashion is like one of my favorite things.
I liked Meghan Markle. I was rooting for Meghan Markle. Not all racism looks the way you think it's going to look. There is an unconscious bias in this country and in most countries really, that a lot of people don't even realize that they have. So, and I think what feels gaslighting for someone like Meghan Markle, when she says, oh, I feel that I was victimized by institutionalized racism, then you have to believe her. Like, that is her experience. And it's really weird for white people to be like, no, you weren't. We're not racist. We just don't like you. So I think this country does have institutionalized racism, yes. And unconscious bias, yes. Not every single person, but a great many, yes. And to be someone with a mother who's Black entering the royal family, I'm sure they had some feelings about that because that's the royal family. In addition to that, though, she is very Hollywood. And maybe it's just the project she's choosing. It does feel like she has lied about whether she knew who Prince Harry was, and these like details about her childhood change. Her whole act just seems like very manicured and very forced. And I've known a lot of Hollywood people. They're not bad people. I certainly don't think she's a bad person. But I think, you know, she likes cozying up to celebrities, and she wants the $1 million deal, like, or $100 million deal like anyone would. And she likes the fact that she's married to a prince, like, of course. But I would rather someone lean into that and be like, oh my God, like I used to be on Suits and now I'm married to a fucking prince. Like, I would rather that than this act of like, oh, I'm just so humble. So Netflix continues to try to make Meghan Sussex, formerly Meghan Markle, and technically Meghan Mountbatten, happen, with her latest peek behind the royal adjacent curtain entitled With Love, Meghan. People are hate watching it though. Like, who knows what Netflix are doing? Like, they are smart. People are tuned in, whether they love something or hate something, whatever keeps them watching more episodes, and they're posting loads about it online. If this was Netflix's intention to be like, let's throw Meghan under the bus, like personally, where even the people who really liked her are sort of turning, not against her, but like, this is just, she just doesn't seem to be the kind of gal that I would want to be friends with. It's too beige. And this clip that's going around where Mindy Kaling is in her kitchen, and Mindy's like, oh, who would have thought that Meghan Markle eats at Jack in the Box? And she's like, you know, I am Sussex now. My last name is Sussex, and it feels so wonderful to have the same last name as the royal family. I mean, my children. In the case of Sussex, which, like, do we even know Harry's last name is Sussex? Like, fine, if you want to be Meghan Sussex. But then, like, let's be honest about why you're choosing that. Don't be like, I had no idea who he was. I've never even been to Sussex. It's because it's the way to hang on to the Duchess of Sussex.
Some of you all were not raised on Food Network, and it is showing, baby, okay? Because what do you mean? What do you mean you're, like, so shocked and confused that she's doing that on a soundstage and she's not in, like, the privacy of her own home? Yo, this is Netflix. This is Netflix. That's another thing. Everyone's like, this is so overproduced. This is not her with her ring light in her kitchen uploading to YouTube. Once again, this is a Netflix production. Speaking of production, you do realize it takes more than like a selfie light and a tripod to put on a television show. Why? Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I don't think that I am, but you can. To my knowledge, there has only been one person to do that in their sanctity of their own home and pull it off, and that is none other than Mother herself, Ina Garten. Okay, and she has spoke openly about how horrible that experience was for her and Jeffrey, because they were subjugated to the top floor of their house only because production had taken over every aspect of their life downstairs. And you're like, I can't believe she's using a soundstage. Also, I got the vibes immediately. Like I said, this is giving early mid-2000s Food Network. Okay, it's actually kind of like a little bit nostalgic, because I immediately was like, oh yes, semi-homemade, everyday Italian, Giada at home, 30-minute meals, hello, Rachel Ray, how are you, baby? Is it just because it's such low-hanging fruit, you guys can just kind of grab at it and just critique? Because I feel like, I mean, don't get me wrong, she's very awkward and cringy at times. So I feel like there's plenty of ways that you could
hate, if that's, because that seems to be what everyone wants to do, is just, it's easier to hate talk and hate watch than it is just to be like kind or nice. But if you guys wanted to hate on her so bad, I feel like there's other ways to do it than without being like, can't believe she's using a soundstage. I can't believe how fake this is. I can't believe she's inviting her friends over to a fake soundstage. You're probably also the person who thinks that like the actor's the one doing the backflips and the insane choreography in film, right? Well, baby, do I have news for you. Okay, well, now I just want to go and binge some old school Food Network, okay? I love y'all. Stay classy, stay hateful, I don't know. Bye.
My biggest takeaway from watching the first 2 episodes of Meghan Markle's new show on Netflix with Love Meghan is that Meghan, this girl, would not be friends with me in high school or now. What is the word for like opposite of genuine? I tend to, on the spectrum of like hate Meghan Markle to like Meghan Markle, I fall on the half that is like more on her side. I like her. I like that she said, fuck the patriarchy, I'm leaving. I like that she does her own thing, but it is like getting hard to defend her at this point. Here's an elevator version of like what the show is. In each episode, she does like 3 or 4 things. For example, bakes a cake, harvests honey from her beehives, makes a homemade tea, harvests berries from her garden, makes a homemade candle. So she does like 4 to 5 activities every episode, and she'll have a guest. The first guest in the first episode, I think, is her childhood friend. And their interactions are so forced and gross. Like, if I was a cameraman filming them, I would like feel the cringe city just take over my whole body. And on the second episode, she has Mindy Kaling on the show, who is this like world-renowned comedian. And even Mindy, you can tell Mindy is so uncomfortable. She's not funny at all on this. Like, nothing against Mindy. I don't think she had the opportunity to. But Meghan kept doing these things where Meghan would be like, oh my God, I just like whipped up this frittata before you got here in 20 minutes. And like, while that was cooking, look what I made you. And she like whips out a yogurt parfait. And then like, while all that's happening, then Meghan keeps saying these things of like, yeah. And then while that was doing, look what I did this. And it's like, Meghan's just like trying to paint herself as this like woman can do it all, homesteader, trad wife, ballerina farm, Martha Stewart, all the above. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is something I aspire to be, but it's so performative and forced, it feels awkward. And Mindy doesn't even know what to say. So Mindy's over there like, Meghan, are you serious? It's so awkward. Like, I just can't. And I mean, I have actually enjoyed watching her make all the crafts and make all the things. Like, that part I like about the show, but the actual interaction and seeing Meghan be so performative is so uncomfortable. It's like, it's so awkward to watch. They do this in like cooking shows. When somebody is too perfect, they'll have them like spill something or mess up something to make it seem more like relatable. Meghan needs an element of relatability. Is she relatable in real life? No. She's a fucking princess, duchess, whatever it's called. She's not relatable. But if you're gonna ask normal people to sit on their couch and watch this show and watch like how great Meghan is in this perfect life in Montecito with her garden and her berries and blah, 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 you need to add an element of like us, the audience, wanting to be her friend instead of like us, the audience, wanting to kill her out of envy and just like disgust because her life is such a PFL, a perfect fucking life. So that was kind of mean of me, but I just had to like put that out there for the niche group of people that keep up with Meghan Markle. I am going to finish her show. There are parts of it that are totally comforting and that I definitely like, and I do like that it's this dream life that I wish I could have. Just the interactions in Meghan's acting, or Meghan herself, I think she's just like desperately wanting to be somebody that she might not be, or she's desperately trying to just prove to everyone that she is this person, this like perfect homesteader trad wife. And it's so awkward. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Okay, guys, you heard what they had to say, and in terms of what they feel about Meghan. But at the end of the day, from my side, like I don't have much to say, but just to say that if you are in the royal family and you see it as an opportunity to use that royal name in order to get more exposure, I mean, there's nothing bad in doing so. But at the end of the day, you're part of royalty, and just use that platform in a sophisticated manner. But despite that, I am happy for Meghan, like she's branching out, But at the end of the day, guys, yes, thank you for watching my channel. Please like and subscribe, and let's meet up to the next one, and peace out.